Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, but the kind of theme of today's get ready with me is a full drugstore look. So every single product I use today is drugstore. The majority of the products I'm using today I have used and I do really like and enjoy. Some of the products I'm kind of just testing out. For example, for foundation today I'm going to be using the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I've used this a few times and I haven't used it in a while. I don't really remember whether or not I loved it or if I didn't like it or if it was just kind of alright. So that's one of the products that I'm kind of, we'll see how this goes. I don't think I hated it, so I think we should be fine. But yeah, the majority of the product I do really like and recommend. And then there's actually some products that I'm going to use in here from a previous ColourPop launch. I had actually ordered the Milan collection by ColourPop, so there was quite a bit of delay. I really wanted to do a dedicated review because I love the ColourPop launches. They're really pretty, and I just love ColourPop as a brand. But because this is old news now, you can still get it. Don't worry about that. This stuff is still available online, but it's not brand new. So I thought I'd just throw this into my drugstore get ready with me. Today we're going to start with primer. I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It's really good just as a general, it minimizes pores, fills in the pores. And then it also does have a little bit of a moisturizing element to it without making you look greasy. Now if you had really severely oily skin, this might be a little bit, it's not mattifying enough. They do have a mattifying primer as well. So there is that option, but I like this one because it does help with the pores, which is what I need most. I'm gonna go ahead, wowza! Did not know I had that much in my thing. This color is a little bit dark for me, I'm gonna warn you guys. But I'll just bronze everything else up. I'm gonna go ahead and smooth this all out, blend it all in, and then we will continue on. Bring it down my neck since it's darker. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more in the areas I feel I need it. I'm actually liking this foundation in the way that it's sitting on my skin better than I expected. Definitely, I think, has that second skin effect. So it's looking very natural on the skin. I'm really liking the way that it's sitting on the skin. I'm going to go ahead with concealer. I'm going to use my CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. Especially since this foundation is too dark for me, I don't want to highlight my blemishes. I really like this concealer as well. It's a really natural looking concealer, but it has pretty good coverage. It's not as good as Tarte Shape Tape and some of the fuller coverage. I'd say even the e.l.f. one has a little bit more coverage than this. Another one that has more full coverage is the L'Oreal Infallible, but this one's just so stunning on the skin. It does not look thick and cakey, and it just looks natural, but it still gives you enough coverage that you're going to look more well-rested and more concealed. So I do really like it. I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I'm telling you, this may be my new favorite setting powder in general. Oh my goodness, especially for baking under the eyes. It's incredible. I love my Coty Airspun, so I've always just kind of stuck to that as for a drugstore kind of priced powder, loose powder. But I was like, you know what? This has been around for a while. It's been popular for a while. I wanted to give it a shot. Best decision I ever made. I'm going to use my Beauty Blender. Bake underneath the eyes. This is so brightening, so smoothing, like incredible. If you want a drugstore loose powder that's going to, like, for baking or for even just for under, like, all over the face, a light dusting, it's really incredible. And just kind of pat it along here to brighten that area so that when I go into contour, this area is going to be kind of brightened already. I'm going to set the center of my forehead with my Beauty Blender because it kind of packs a little bit more on, and it kind of sets the makeup where I crease most, and I like to do that because I have pretty intense wrinkles all along here. I'm gonna wait for that to bake underneath my eyes and along here. While that's happening, I'm gonna do my brows. And I'm going to use my NYX eyebrow gel. I've said this so many times and I'll say it again. This is my favorite drugstore eyebrow product. I love pomades, so this is my jam. I do also like the Makeup Revolution pomade. It's pretty good, and it's pretty comparable to the Anastasia Beverly Hills. But this one, man, it's on there forever. It's not coming off until you want to take it off, and you have to kind of like scrub it off. So it's really good, and especially for the summer when you... All right, so my brows are done. We're gonna dust off this powder, and while we're doing that, we're gonna just very lightly set the rest of the face. We're gonna move on and do eyes. I'm gonna do the Milani eyeshadow primer. It's a really good cheap option. It's kind of similar to the Urban Decay primer potion. It's a more thin textured, creamy product that has a little bit of a tint to it, but then once you kind of blend it in, it really is just translucent. We're gonna play around with the Mulan ColourPop eyeshadow palette. ColourPop's done a few collaborations with Disney. I got their little Disney Rapunzel kit, the little blush and liquid lipstick. It was so cute. The packaging is adorable. I love ColourPop's packaging, and it's so pretty. The colors are really nice, so I'm excited to play around with this. I kind of even forgot I ordered this, so I got it in the mail and I'm like, oh yeah, let's play around with it today. What I'm going to do is actually mix Imperial and what is this called? Fighter. So Imperial and Fighter. One is really warm brown and one is really cool brown, so I'm going to mix them, and I'm going to pop that in the crease. Okay, so now I'm going to take, I was using a Morphe E27 there. I'm going to take a Morphe R39 Guiding Spirit down here with that brush, and I'm going to pat it. Kind of soften those edges, just doing very little circular motions I haven't added anything to this brush. And just kind of pull it in a little bit to blend it in as well. Really nice pigmentation to these colors. I mean, I've always loved ColourPop's eyeshadow palette. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, part of me is like, keep this natural, keep this natural. And then part of me is like, no, make a halo eye. I don't know what to do. I'm going to take this Warrior here. It's like this brown duochrome that kind of has like a silvery grayish, I don't know, such an interesting hue to it. And I'm going to take that and press it on the outer half of my lid. And then I'm going to take my Morphe R39 back into Guiding Spirit and just reinforce that crease to kind of blend the two together. We're going to take Like a Girl right here on our finger as well and pat it on the inner half. So it's a lot brighter. It's a little bit of a thicker metallic. So you want to be careful not to apply too much or it can look kind of chunky. Like if you have really mature eyelids, I would not lay this down on your eyelid because it almost makes my eyelids look a little bit like more textured. It's a really beautiful color though, I do have to say. I'm personally not concerned about it, but to recommend to you guys, I would say if you have really mature skin, this one color here, when I applied it, it looks like one of those shades that would emphasize texture. I'm gonna take it with a brush. It might not work very well with a brush. You know what though? It kind of does. Yeah, so you could use a brush. It's going to be a little bit more natural and not as intense, but it does blend a lot nicer. That actually is a beautiful color though. Before I move on, I'm going to take the Fighter and Imperial underneath. And I'm going to take Guiding Spirit, tap off my excess, and just on the outer half, and connecting it to the top. Actually, I'm going to bring it all the way in. And now I'm going to take Strike a Match here, and I'm going to use a Morphe E18. That small brush I used on my lower lash line was a JH52, but I'm going to take my Morphe E18 and I'm going to kind of pack it on there. I'm going to wet it and I'm going to apply it. Ooh, that is nice, on the inner corner. Very brightening. And by wetting it, it just helps kind of intensify the color and pack it on there, especially with metallics. That can really help bring so much more intensity to the shade. Okay, and I'm going to kind of pat the excess off on the back of my hand because I don't want this to be too intense, but I'm going to use a little bit of that Strike a Match on my brow bone. For eyeliner, I'm going to use my Maybelline Eye Studio eyeliner. I'm going to take an angled liner brush and I'm going to do a very thin liner all the way along, and then I'm going to kind of buff it up into that eyeshadow. And I'm going to kind of smudge it into, and like just circular motions, pulling it up, smudging back and forth. Then I'm going to take on the end of that brush my Guided Spirit and just kind of blend it in. See how like soft and, I don't know, there's something about that look that I love. I mean, you could leave it just like this too. It's really nice as well, but I just love how it blends up into that brown. Love it. I'm going to use my Falsies Lash Lift. Nice. Lash Lift by Maybelline because it is probably my favorite drugstore mascara right now of all time. I love it so much. Actually, this foundation's looking pretty good. I'm happy with it. It oxidized for sure, though. Like, I don't know if you noticed where I didn't set it with that, where I didn't bake it with the Fit Me powder, it looks a lot darker. It almost looks like I have bronzer there, because this is so brightening. So definitely go maybe a little bit lighter than what you're used to. Just keep in mind it oxidizes. We are going to contour with the shade in the Sculpt and Glow from Makeup Revolution, that bronzer there. Now I'm going to take my Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula in light bronzer, and I'm going to take a larger angled brush and kind of just bronze the areas that I already contoured a little bit more, bring a little bit more color there, but then I'm going to also kind of bring it across the forehead very lightly, into the cheeks a little bit, on the tip of the nose, and down the neck. Just add a little bit more color. I'm going to bring it quite far down the neck because my face is a little bit darker than usual. So now I'm going to go ahead with blush. I'm going to use the blush from the Milan collection. It is called Matchmaker. This actually kind of matches my whole bronze look because it's almost brownish. It's not brown, it's definitely like that dusty rose shade, but it kind of is on the more bronzy side. And just go around the edges. Let's highlight. I'm going to use my Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter in Pearl. I really, really like this one. I'm going to use my Elmar brightening brush. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do lips. And I got in the Milan collection, it's Lip Trio. And it's Honor to Us All, again in the Milan collection. So it comes with a lipstick which has stunning packaging. I love it. The red with those kind of Japanese flower, almost like a dusty rose shade. Really nice. Then it comes with a red Luxe liquid lip. I really, like I said, love the packaging. It has a beautiful finish to it. I think it's a satin finish. And then it has like a gold gloss. You might not be able to see the gloss as well. And their Luxe glosses are really nice too. I don't know if you guys can see that. Beautiful. So we're going to use them all actually. I'm going to first line my lips with my Milani Color Statement Lip Liner in 02 True Red. I'm going to lay down this strong cheek. Okay, so that is such a stunning, I think it's more matte, a matte red liquid lipstick. Really nice. I'm gonna go on with this Dusty Rose. in the center. I'm gonna apply this gloss. So I really like that gloss. I think it just like took it to the next level. I'm really, really liking this. All right, so we've completed our look. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and coming and getting ready with me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you'd like to see more drugstore tutorials, or you know, get ready with me, or reviews, make sure you comment that below. I definitely can do that for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time.